We are all so happy you're here and part of the team. Yeah. So as most of us know who didn't join us and was fully with us in spirit. Yeah, did all the prep work and came to our meetings and how we wanted you to be with us. So we're grateful for you and you being here and presenting, and I look forward to learning from you. Thank you too.
Okay, so my name is Nora Aljamal, and like Elise said, I didn't go on the trip, but I'm going to be presenting the practice of Chhaupadi. So what is the mission of the Marigold Foundation? I think it's basically known, but it was founded in 2015, and it's just to help youth access their inner voice. So why was I interested in the foundation? I always wanted to help people, and I've heard from Amelia actually about the trip, and I was like, oh, that's a really amazing opportunity, and it would be really life-changing to go somewhere else and get out of my small bubble in New Paltz, and just do something better than just spend spring break here. And yeah, just help other people find motivation. And so what is the practice of Chhaupadi? Chhaupadi is a tradition that is extremely messed up, and it basically sequesters women while they're menstruating, and they're considered bad luck while they have their periods and are menstruating, and they're banished from their homes. And as I said before, it sequesters them in huts outside of the village. So it's not great at all. It's really dangerous, and yeah, it's not good. So where is it practiced? It's practiced in mainly rural Nepal, but it's also practiced in other developing countries similar to this, but it's not the same exact practice. And yeah, it's a lot of backwards traditional beliefs that practice this, and it's just not great, and areas that have less access to education usually do this. So what's the history behind it? It originated from a superstition that, like I said before, menstruating causes women to be temporarily give out bad luck and just be impure, which is not true. And it's from a myth that Indra created menstruating, and it's because of Indra's slaying of Vritra, and the guilt of that appears in women when they're menstruating. So how does this affect young women? It causes poor menstrual hygiene, and it's just not great for their physical or mental health at all. A lot of women hide, or young teens hide when they're menstruating, just so their families don't know, so they don't have to go into a cold hut outside of their village alone. And yeah, they can, it can often lead to death just from snake bites and not having any medical attention at all. So these practices are starting to change. It is illegal in Nepal, but like I said before, it's in rural Nepal, so it's hard for authorities to go up there and access, where it's happening. But there is more education around it, and it is shifting away from that, which is good.
In what ways are the governments trying to stop this? What are they doing?
It is illegal.
Yeah.
But they're trying the best they can. But I know a lot of huts were actually destroyed, which was a really empowering moment for a lot of people. But they're just trying their best. They can't really reach all the rural areas.
I know that there are some people in the cities and like Kathmandu and stuff that practice this how do they do it in the cities? Because
Honestly, don't know. I mean, it is illegal, but I
I
don't know.
know, I think I heard somewhere that they like shun them in their rooms and no one's allowed to enter
Yeah.
their rooms. And
I think there's a lot of like smaller scale versions of this that aren't as apparent, so it's not actually being women forced into like menstruation huts, but things like women not being able to go into the kitchen and cook
Yeah.
when they're menstruating.
Yeah, like touch like any sort of food or vegetables, or like touch any crops because they'll believe that the crops will die, or like touch like a cow or something because they think like the cow is gonna die or it's bad luck, or like they'll poison the drinking water if they like go near a drinking source. Women aren't like allowed to go into rivers or like cross rivers while they're menstruating because it's counted as bad luck. But I think they're also just like trying to educate more people, especially in the cities, and like going out to rural areas and educating the families that it's not like, it's not bad luck, it's just a natural process.
I know you're not the government, but how would you suggest having like a more widespread form of education on the topic of menstruation to help young girls and their families in situations like these?
I mean, education is hard to access in some developing countries, so I feel like it would be, I mean, it is like hard to do, but just like educating through like just a class in like first grade, like, oh, it's not bad luck to have your period, which is completely natural, just simple things like that, I feel.
Is this something that, like in Hindu culture,
I don't think, I'm not really sure, but I know that it's from like Indra's slaying with Vritra, and it's like in the culture, but I'm not really sure like how widely practiced it is other than Paul.
If there's a way that we could support you in making the trip, will you let us know through Matthew and Elise?
Yeah.
Please?
Yeah.